Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. Now it is still the first day of autumn. We have just come off the field doing our first day of harvest. But I have thought we still have a lot of sunlight left in this game day. So what we're going to do is, because we've essentially finished combining for the day, I'm going to bail it up at this point, because we have an issue where we just don't have a huge amount of time to get all of this done. So we might as well, while the combine's not in use, get out there with the JCB here, get down the shop. We're going to rent another piece of equipment. We are doing a lot of rental in this harvest, but thankfully it's not an expensive rental, this next one, because we need a baler. So I did consider getting the Uniwrap, but we're not looking to wrap any bales, and that would be a little bit of overkill and a little bit costly. So I'm gonna go with the Roland 2050 Rotocar. It's slightly more expensive than the other one, or the other Roland, but this will do us nicely. We have two options really on the PTO. I'm going to go on the bigger one. No change on the wheels or anything on this. We can change colours for bits, but I actually quite like the default colour on this. We got various other changes that we can make in places. Oh, that's quite snazzy. 35,600. That is costing us an extra 600. And then we can change some of the other colour bits. But, yeah, I'm not too fussed. I think we might go with that look with this. So, let's lease this. It's going to cost us 1,838, which we do not have. So, we are going to have to borrow a little bit of money to do this, taking us up to 145,000. So, back in. And where's our baler? There it is. So, main colour, black metallic. Black metallic. Yep, I like the look of that. And we'll go with that. And we will... I don't know, actually. I thought I went with metallic. That's all good. Right, so let's lease that. Yes. Okay. Back. And there it is. So our class baler, in keeping with our general theme here. Well, our general theme of our equipment being class-based and JCB based with a New Holland... with a New Holland combine. Yeah, we're not quite keeping with what we originally envisioned, but that's okay. So this should be quite good. This will get us, we'll get it done. I'm going for round bales here because we're going to be doing pigs. So doing the pigs, the best thing for us is to have round bales that we can use with our little skid steer. So let's unfold this, turn it on, drop it down, and away we go. So we're going to have to get an auto stacker. We're going to have to get an auto, something that we can pick up bales with fairly easily, that will also let us drop them at a height that is suitable for our little skid steer. And the only piece of kit we have that is like that is the Andersen. So, yeah, we're going to be using the Andersen to collect these up. And then, wow, we have a lot of straw here. We have an awful lot of straw here. But yeah, this will give us the opportunity to best use what we can. And yeah. But we're also going to have to get a hay barn as well, I think. We don't have a lot of space. Wow, the actual pickup on this is tiny. It's only just, as long as I'm inside it, we're okay. But It is really, really tight. Unload that. I did consider 5,000 litre capacity bales. There was a new baler came out on Monday that you could increase the capacity of the bales to 5,000 litres, and very tempted by that, but it does have an issue where it just you wouldn't be able to pick them up. I don't think bales of that size can be picked up with a yeah, look at that, you're even slightly out and it doesn't pick it up. Can be picked up with an auto stacker, and I don't want to risk it by doing an entire field of these and suddenly be unable to pick them all up. This is a lot of straw. This is an awful lot of straw off here. Right, there we go. We keep straight and we'll be alright. But I think stacks like where we've stopped up here, we're not going to be able to fit all of this in one. And it is a lot of bales on this. There we go. That's the only downside with the round balers. Well, actually, that did better than I expected. We will get the other little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. Right, so I am gonna crack on around this field. Let's keep baling, and hopefully we will be able to get. Well, we already know, actually, from this, we're going to get a good number of bales off it. Now, something I did by mistake just then is I unloaded this bale. I clicked the wrong button. This is an undersized bale. So you can unload undersized bales from this baler. Which is an interesting thing to know. It only had 3,100 in that bale, which is yeah, that's really good. That's awesome. I just got to not be trigger happy with my with the button, because if I am, then I'm going to release undersized bales, and I want to try and avoid doing that if I possibly can. So we're coming to the end of the headlands now. Been pretty good, to be honest. We've had a good cut, a good amount from there. I'm going to try something in a moment, because I managed to do mistakenly do a partial bale again down this end. So we've got 2,000 in here. Now is it this one? Yeah, this one here. So we should be able to cut bale. There we go. And then we're just going to run our baler over it and see if we can collect up the rest of this bale. And complete that. And then we might have like 1,000 litres there to go and complete the other bale that we mistakenly unloaded early as well. So let's give that a go. See if we can collect up the rest of this pile. Now this is not the most realistic of things, I do realise. It was more a case of I wanted to see if I could actually do it. It's probably going to throw our created bales number off slightly, because obviously we've then created 2 more bales than we actually have. But we have a lot of bales off this headland. We have an awful lot of bales off this headland. So I'm quite excited by that. I think we're going to have some left over here. But we'll put that into the baler. So this is the other one, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. That is the other one. So cut that one as well. That is slightly larger. But if we go along the edge, that cuts it down fairly easily. Yep. So that's a, I should say, that is a function of seasons being able to cut bales, I think. I don't think it's global company mod. Let's just try that. Yeah, global company mod. Oh no, activate cut bales. It is part of the global company mod, the ability to cut bales. So yeah, that is a really useful function. Especially when you have someone like me being trigger happy with unloading a on a baler that will unload incomplete bales. But that has worked well. I'm really pleased with that. Let's see how many bales we have created, shall we? So we have created today so far 42 bales. Wow, that is just off our headlands. That is a lot of bales, actually. We're not going to be able to store that many bales. I think what we're going to be doing with the barley then is probably selling off straw bales. I think we're going to have to do that because we're going to have far more than we can actually store. So that is good. That's actually really good news. So we're going to move the combine out of the way. We'll actually go and put the header back on the header trailer because this needs to be ready to move to the next field. Might have been easier to have moved the header trailer first, but never mind. And this header actually fits really nicely on this header trailer. This header trailer is the perfect size for it. We just need to get ourselves properly lined up. All good. And then, in fact, we can see we have the actual notches to line it up on at the ends there. That should do it. So that lines that one up and just about lines that one up. In fact, that is not straight at all, is it? Ha! That would explain a lot. Right, there we go. That, I think, is pretty good. Right, detach PTO. Alright, it's getting in the right spot to do it. There we go, that's the right spot. And detach. And all done. So we can then park this up. We'll fold our combine in because we've not got any wheat in it, thankfully. And that we can hook up to the back of here. And we've not used this for an entire hour yet. The more I'm mucking about here, the more likely it is we will have used it for an entire hour. But we've not got our initial cost going yet. There we go. Connect that up, and that is all done. So let's turn this off. Don't leave it running for longer than we have to. And 42 bales. Wow. That is just absolutely incredible to have that many bales off here. And we're not done yet. We could end up with as many as 100 bales off here. Now, considering that the Andersen, so we'll have a look here. We want to use that bale collector for 50,000. So this is going to cost us 2,565. This holds 24 bales. So actually, at the moment, we don't have 2 bale trailers worth. I'm actually really pleased. 24 bales is brilliant. And I'm very, very tempted, to be honest, to leave our baler here and get this first lot of bales collected up. So let's get one more bale off here. So at 43, we can actually take 40. We can actually take 48 bales. So we want 6 more bales, and then we know we're going to get 2 full loads off of here. And then we've got to find some, and then we'll be able to also measure the best place to do that. Now, of course, 42 bales is 2 bales more than we actually have. So we need to do 8 more bales, to be honest. So that is, whoa, back up before that drops. Yeah, there we go. And we know that we need to come slightly to the edge to get, so that's the way I've been doing this, is taking off one edge, turning round. With the manoeuvrability of this JCB, doing this job is an absolute breeze. I'm pretty sure that the reason why most of this is working as well as it is, and that we've got as much as we've got, and missed as little as we have, is because we've got the manoeuvrability of this JCB, and it's just worked so well. Right, I'm going to come back and get that first row then. I mean, look at that. Even with the small area of pickup on this class baler, we still managed to get that just absolutely brilliant. So we had another 3 bales on that row. Just another 5 to go. There we go. And we can then go and get our collector. But I'm really pleased with this. This is absolutely awesome that we have these many bales. To have 50 plus bales off this field is more than I expected to have, and I'm very pleased as a result because of the amount the bale collector will pick up. I'm very pleased that we're not got a cost of that. Now this harvest is going to cost. Now this harvest is going to cost us more the longer we get into it. We are. Whoop, not put our pickup down. We are looking at having a cost of several thousand per day with what we have rented, of course. If we could offset that with selling some bales, that is brilliant. That will really save us. But I think we're going to be in the red for a little while, because of this harvest, because we've had to rent as much as we've had to. We got I don't know how many bales we are up to. Sorry, 47. 3 more bales. We want that to read 50 because we created 2 more bales than we have. So yeah, we're going to be in the red a lot after this harvest. We'll either borrow our way out of it once we've returned everything, or more likely we'll try and sell stuff to get out of it. Of course, I want to get the pigs, and the pigs I can't get without having without money and without sorting ourselves there. So yeah, I think we're probably going to be best off. Well, I normally get mixed with the pigs, so get some that are breeders and some that are farrow to finish. The breeding ones are absolutely the best for us long term, for us to make money. I think we need one more bale. Right, there we go. And done. Okay, so I'm going to close that up, and yeah, we will head off and pick up a collector. So, oh, actually, I didn't want to move the baler out of the way. That was not what I planned to do. We want to actually drop it off here. So we'll jump out. We'll turn... Oh, we need to turn it all off. Yeah, detaching a PTO while your piece of equipment is running is not a good idea. Right, so let's head back to the shop. Let's grab ourselves the Andersen. And then we are going to have to borrow a little bit more money because we're going to need somewhere to store these bales. That was close. So let's borrow the Andersen, get that, and hopefully we'll be all good. So under baling technology, we want that one. That picks up, yeah, that picks up the bales we want. So customize that. Double check it. Yes, it is. And we got Trelleborg or Michelin's. It throws it up by £50. So we're going to lease it with the Trelleborg tyres on it. Doesn't make any difference otherwise. There we are. And we are down to £1,066, which is not going to cover our daily leasing costs today. But it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think we're going to have about enough space, to be honest, for two of these. For two of these trailers. And I may have to put the building over the top. Unless I can work out a better way to do it. But, yeah, we are in a position where we've got a lot of bales on this field to get collected up. Not all of which are in the right position for us to do it. But 50 bales is great. Actually turns out it's 48, but that will still do us nicely. So let's get the first of these collected up. And once we've done that, we can go and try and get ourselves somewhere to put them, which will be very, very useful. And I'm tempted. I think with what we've got, we need to make as much money as possible. I think we're probably going to keep 48 bales, and then I think the rest of this field and anything off the barley, I think we will end up actually selling, just to try and bring in some extra cash, just to try and cover some of the cost of this harvest, because at the moment this harvest is a little bit expensive for us to do. I've no doubt that we'll actually make enough money to cover our costs, but we're going to be a little while before we can claim it back. And of course, every day that we take to claim it back is going to be another day that it costs us. So, yeah, we've got to be ultra careful on how we go, and making sure we turn off all our equipment and things, making sure that we are in a position where we have the maximum cost effectiveness for how we're doing this, because yeah, loaning all of this stuff is not a cheap way of doing this. As I said before, I think sometimes you work it out and it's actually cheaper to borrow the money to do this than it is to and buy them outright than it is to lease them, depending on how long you're leasing it for. But even the daily cost, I think, of the loan is ends up being cheaper than the daily leasing costs. But it depends on your usage, and yeah, getting the calculations for that right can be quite interesting. We need 4 more bales. So we'll head up the top of the field here. Get that one. And this one. we just need 2 more bales. I have a rough idea of where I want to put my my hay barn, because I scoped it out earlier. So let's go and have a look at that as well. So fold that up, and we'll head back into our yard, where there is, well, it's going to be the first bit I think we do of our new yard. And it's going to be away from our farm. But it's the best place. It's the best thing I've seen to fit in this piece of space so far. So we're going to drive past the farm. We're going to head into turning just the other side of this house, which does need to have this gate opened. Now in the long run, I don't know how good this will be, because what we've got to do, yeah, we need to get it where we want to get it. I want to put the hay barn there, which means you have to drive into this area here to back into it. It will fit really, really nicely, actually. So let's borrow the money and put that down, maybe. So we need to borrow 10,000 for this, because that is what the cost of it is. So we'll borrow 2 of that. And then under buildings here and under sheds, we have a few options. So we've got this British hay barn, which I just kind of went, wow, that would be brilliant. We've got these curved sheds. Those are all a bit expensive. We've got the easy sheds with walls. We've got all of these Eurotunnels, which in themselves would be cheaper. But I found a problem with Eurotunnels. So that's the Eurotunnel. They do turn. I've had it before where they don't turn. Now they are inexpensive, and therefore actually works quite well for us. So I think we'll put a Eurotunnel over here. Or actually, is that, no, that is the longest. So there's a reinforced arch 9.3 meters and reinforced arch 8.5 meters. I think we want to put our bales down and then put the Eurotunnel over the top. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to get our 2 stacks here, because we do have place anywhere, so this will work. Right. And so, yeah, we can fit, I think we can fit 3 loads of bales here, and then we'll put the Eurotunnel over the top. That will work really, really nicely for us. So unload that. Unfortunately, I think the problem we are going to have, there we go, I think the problem we're going to have is that yeah, this money that we've got now, that is going to disappear fairly quickly. Overnight. Ooh. Can we get out of here in front of that car? Perfect. So yeah, so that is the process we're going through at the moment. I'm going to get the rest of this field baled up and collected and put in place. We will put the Eurotunnel on once we've got everything sorted, because those are nice and cheap to place. But for now, that gives you an idea of what we're doing for the rest of this field. I think that's probably a better place to end than doing the rest of this field. I can get that all done and completed with the rest of the day that we've got here, and then next time we'll head on to the barley. We'll repeat this all again. We'll get the barley cut, baled, and collected, and yeah, hopefully we're going to have about 96 bales for us to have for our pigs, which is going to be more than enough. We may even go less than that. As I said, we've got plenty just coming off this field at the moment. We're going to end up with a whole lot off here. And certainly I think we'll have one or two. Now I'm going to try and get this next one from underneath the baler. But yeah, we're gonna have at least another trailer full off this field, I think. And once we've got that, I think we will have more than enough bales at that point. But I think we're going to be in a good place insofar as storage goes. Those Euro tunnels are actually going to do us better than the British hay barn, I think. Although we may have a look at that as well. I think that might hold as many. Either way, that will all go nicely in that corner of the field. It's a pity. Seasons is a little bit harsh on what happens to the bales. Otherwise, you know, I would just store outdoors. But yeah, we can't really do that. And we don't have any space to store them in our shed. So I do need to collect them all up from here. But yeah, I am going to finish this at this point. We have achieved quite a bit today. We're going to get the rest of this field baled up and collected as well. And so next time we will be on the barley. For now, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.